Hello, I'm Nicole. I'm the Nursing Midwifery Director of Research for the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital in Queensland, Australia. I am very, very privileged to work where I do. Being a director in the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital is a great position. Our facility is the largest in Queensland. We have 1,000 beds and over 3,000 nurses and midwives that work on the campus. And my job is to mentor and lead these nurses and midwives in research. So one of the ways that I do that is running an evidence-based practice course. So the nurses and midwives come to me with their questions from the bedside that are really relevant to their clinical areas. And I help them to explore the literature to help ensure that they're delivering the best evidence-based care to their patients. And in some cases, we find gaps in evidence. So it creates an opportunity for me to support them to do the research to be able to, fill those gaps, find the evidence to make sure that we're doing the best practice for our patients. I also have a nursing midwifery research centre that I run that's very active. Many clinical trials are happening, and there is a focus on vascular access, although we're broader than that. And this creates an opportunity for nurses and midwives to come and work with us, to work on these studies, to learn how to conduct research and how we look at ways to best improve our patient outcomes clinically. When I really first began my journey in vascular access, the very, very first thing I did was an audit. And so I went round and looked at all the vascular access devices in the hospital because I wanted to understand, what devices we were using, what areas were focusing on particular devices. And what I found, which really surprised me, was 25% of the dressings that we were using didn't meet that basic criteria of being clean, dry and intact, and that 80% of dressings had non-sterile tape that was reinforcing them. So whether this was because the dressing was failing or because the staff didn't have confidence in the product that we were using, I didn't know, but I certainly identified that there was a problem. So this has really been a big focus for me in my research moving forward. And it's, fed into the program that we do. So my first endeavour was a literature review where I looked at different types of securement for peripheral intravenous catheters. And at that time, there had only ever been 6 trials done in the world looking at PIVC securement. They were small and of low quality. So I wasn't actually able to find the evidence so that I could bring in best practice to my hospital. So we started generating that evidence ourselves. This has certainly been the case for PIVCs, but more recently for central lines in ICU, because it's a challenge for our clinicians, and it's a great opportunity for us to be able to support them by providing the best evidence for how to secure those devices to improve our patient outcomes. Well, if we're considering dressing and securement, we really need to have that, the best quality dressing and securement, because we need those vascular access devices to work. We want them to have one device. We want them to have no interruptions to their treatment, which can, be terrible if you're receiving chemotherapy or, critical antibiotics for infection, and we're interrupting that treatment due to a failed vascular access device. That's, not great for our patient outcomes. So we need to ensure that we're dressing and securing those catheters well. We need to make sure that those products are comfortable for our patients to wear. And I think one of the challenges that we're seeing in Queensland is that over time, we're seeing more elderly patients. We're seeing bigger patients. We're finding more and more of our patients' BMIs overweight or obese, and they've got more comorbidities, so their skin is fragile. So we're trying to do that balance between making sure that we've got good adhesion of that product to the skin, but we're also being mindful that we're not, impacting that fragile skin and causing, patients more injury by medical adhesive related skin injury. So, that I think that's our important area to focus on, is making sure that we're securing these devices well.